Hey now, Mez heads. Good day, Mez heads. How's everyone doing today? Today I will attempt to do what may seem impossible. I'm going to convince everyone watching this video here that DLC on the disc is a good thing. It is my belief that if you are a logical, rational, thinking human being, after you see my presentation, you will not be able to disagree with me. So let's get into it. On both sides of the screen, you'll see what represents two parallel universes. On the left universe, James buys a game for $60. He then plays the campaign for 40 hours and defeats the game. He loved the game, and James then spends $10 to get some extra levels, the DLC pack. James waits 1 hour for the DLC to install on his console. James loves the DLC, he's very happy with it, he has a lot of fun. He happens to spend 20 hours on the DLC. Now let's look at the right hand side of the screen, where it is a parallel universe. In this universe, the same game has the DLC on the disc. James buys the game for $60, the DLC is on the disc. James plays the campaign for 40 hours and wins. James loves the game very much, and he pays $10 to get some extra levels in their DLC pack. James waits 5 seconds for the DLC to unlock. James is very happy with the DLC. He happens to spend about 20 more hours playing the game of the DLC. Now we will summarize and compare the two experiences from these two parallel universes. In both universes, James spent $70. James played 60 hours of gameplay, including the DLC, whether it's on the disc or whether it was downloaded from the servers. In the one universe, James spent 1 hour waiting to play for the DLC. And when the DLC is on the disc, James waited 5 seconds for the DLC to unlock. When the DLC is not on the disc, in the future, the DLC will not be available once the servers are turned off. In the universe where the DLC is on the disc, at least with a modded system, it will be possible to somehow unlock the DLC, in principle, and get access to the DLC, once the servers are down and they're no longer selling the DLC. So in both of these scenarios, James spent $70. Both people experienced the same amount of gameplay, they had the same amount of fun, but in one case he had to wait longer to get the content, and as far as collectability is concerned, his disc is not as valuable, it does not have as much on it for the future when it comes time, when it becomes a retro game. And in the DLC on the disc universe, he waited just 5 seconds to get to his DLC, and it's on the disc, so in the future it is available. The DLC on the disc, therefore, is objectively better. I know it says objectively, but fuck it, I misspelled it. And what objectively better means is, this is not opinion, this is not a matter of, oh, I like it the other way better anyways. This is objectively, not a matter of opinion, better. I will admit, it's not a lot better, but every other category is equal, except a couple. So what's happened these days is when people yell and complain about DLC's on the disc! DLC's on the disc! Fuck that! That's bullshit! It's important for those that complain to actually know what they're complaining about to get their point across. What's really going on is when someone's complaining about DLC on the disc, they're missing the target. They're shooting the wrong spot. What they're complaining about is a DLC at launch. If you want to say you're pissed off about DLC on launch, that's something you can say because you might feel like you're getting ripped off. You might feel that they're leaving out part of the game deliberately and just calling it DLC. And in that case, I agree with you. DLC on the disc at launch is fishy. It is possibly a screw job. They're possibly screwing us when they do that. But each DLC situation has to be judged on its own merit. For example, if a new game launches and it has DLC on the disc, and the game is huge, and it's jam-packed with content, and you love the game, and it's a great fun, and you play it for 100 hours, and there's still DLC on the disc, there's nothing wrong with that. Where it is a problem is if the DLC is on the disc, if it's very small. if you can tell they're screwing you, if you can tell they're just holding back content and calling it DLC. So I would argue that it's not really fair to say, Game X has DLC on the disc, therefore Game X is shit. No. What is fair is to analyze the game itself, what you get for the base price, and what you get for the DLC, wherever it happens to be stored, and then judge it on its own merit whether it's worth it or not. It would be fair to say something like, Game X specifically has some DLC on the disc, and the game itself is too damn short, it should have been included. Do y'all understand where I'm coming from? Comments, opinions are welcome down below. Later, motherfuckers!